Later on when I lived in Mississippi, went to school there, I was just in grade school. I think I must have been 8, 9 years old. And this friend of mine that went to school with me, we would go over on Saturday evening and mow this white man's lawn and do his landscaping and that. So one Saturday evening, we were over there landscaping for this guy, and so the father and his wife went to a ball game, and they left the teenage daughter there at home. While we were out doing the lawn, his daughter came to the back door and she says, "Would you guys like some Kool-Aid?" And we both said, "No, thank you." And she said, "Oh, come on, you're real hot and everything. Come on, get some Kool-Aid." So we went up and took a glass of Kool-Aid. When we started to walk away, she called this guy, my friend Eddie. She says, "Eddie, come here." And he said, "Well, we have to go. We have to go out and get done with the lawn here." And she said, "No, come here right now." And he said, "No, I really can't." And she said, "Look, if you don't come here, I'm going to tell my parents when they come home that you came in the house and tried to rape me." And he said, "Oh my goodness." And he asked me, "What should I do?" I said, "You better go on in there." I said, "But as for me, I'm staying out here." And I went on and started the lawnmower, and the boy went on in the house, and so they went in the house and laid together, and the parents came home and caught them in bed sleep together. And so the man, he was just devastated when he saw this, saw what was going on, and his wife was too. And so they both left home, took the girl with them, and they were gone for a short period of time. Then they came back, and of course when they got back home, we were both gone. And later on that evening, just after dark, this man went and got some of his friends and took over to this boy's house, and went in the house, took him out of the house, and they went outside, took 4 vehicles with chains. They hooked one to each one of his hands and one to each one of his feet, and they took off and went different directions and wishboned him between these vehicles. Now, on another note, when I was leaving Mississippi, and this was later when I was 18 years old, that's when I left Mississippi to move to Sterling, Illinois, where my mother and my stepdad lived. And well, I had gone to the segregated schools in Mississippi all my life, and I had never witnessed going to school where there were a mixture of other nationalities, such as white people, mostly white, and quite a few Mexicans. And there were about three or four black kids in the school, and we, knew each other, but I would hardly ever see them because they were in different grades in that. And so going to the all-black schools, segregated schools, was so far different from what I experienced when I came to Sterling. There were numerous of kids every day. They would come up to me and ask me questions about Mississippi, and I'd tell them what went on down there, and they'd tell me how things were here. And we just had a great time together, and I was just surprised at how well I was treated by other white kids and Mexican kids, because it was so far different from Mississippi, because we never had any communication with other nationalities. And then I lived in Sterling. Matter of fact, I still live in Sterling, and just everywhere you go, people are so friendly and so nice, and nationalities didn't matter at all to them, and they were just, it's a great place to live. And when I go back to Mississippi, they still have segregated places down there today. Even after segregation has been totally abolished, it still does exist.